is one of those ones that we're given, secrets, tips to life, especially if you're single out there and you're looking to just settle down and you're so confused you do not know what direction to go. Today, I feel strongly that we will be shown the direction in which to look, because we're talking about finding the ones who can actually give you true love. I did not know there were a particular kind, tribe, shape, size, or anything. But Benjamin Zulu, they're there. Kuna watu fulani. A certain,
yes,
a certain kind.
And as I told you, the reason we have been doing too much guesswork, very costly blunders and trial and error with love, is because there's too much confusion and noise about love itself. It's confused with everything. People meet you today and tomorrow they're saying they love you. A teenager is saying another one, I love you. So that word love is being sung in songs.
Yes.
And it has been bombarded and thrown around. In the context of relationships, we need to show you what love works. And we talked the other day and we gave the primary ingredients that constitute love.
Yes.
I was in another show and they're asking me the pre-25 madness of, what is your opinion about polyamory? These open relationships. Having many partners.
What did you do? I wish I was there.
And I was telling them to give me the backdrop of why they're asking that.
Okay.
And I told them, these are children not playing with the mud.
Yeah.
And it's not good for a grown-up to come and start dictating how children should play with mud.
Okay.
So let's not join children in playing with the mud.
Yes.
Stop giving big words to madness. Love by nature, we gave it the other day, we said it is respect, trust, and mutuality. Mutuality is a lot. It's commitment. I am bound to you. You can trust my word. But to say this person should be able to respect you and uphold you to a standard of your life. And you should be able to rest and believe they'll do the right thing out of view. And love by nature is territorial, possessive, exclusive.
Yeah.
It is between two. There's no love in any other context. All those other things are arrangements of convenience, out of money, for sex, for image, for anything. The manufacturer put the manual there. Now, you can put, when they make the lock, they always manufacture the key. Okay, you can always try to open the lock with other ways, make that what they call master key, a wire of so that they can just destroy. Get another key and force that. You can do your things, that people are still doing their things.
Yes.
But the manufacturer made the key. If you force the wrong key, it can go in, but it won't turn, it won't click, it won't flow, it won't function. It will be a fight. Something will break. So people are still coming up with their own things to deal with this key. So today I want to tell you now, having known how true love looks like, and I've always conveniently left the romantic passion out of basic definition of love.
Yes.
It is part of it, but because it has been overemphasized, people have forgotten. They look for the icing, and the icing you put it last minute. The thing that takes long to bake
is the cake itself.
That's where the ingredients are. So the romantic heat or the spark is just the icing. You need it, of course. You can't do it without it. Will look, something will be missing. You don't marry because of convenience. You look like you are the most, people marry because they are the leader in the church, both of them, and in the community they're successful, and their families like each other, and they are learned, both of them, and they work so well as leaders. We are the chair of this and chair of the other. We collaborate so well, and projects thrive when you're together, and we reason together. We are mature. We don't argue. You can build a strong case for marriages of convenience, but the spark is not there. If I don't feel excited around you, the immediate danger is somebody else will excite me.
That's true. That is very true.
Please, before we go too far, just remember, if my energy is not alive here, elsewhere, it will be turned on. It will be very hard to contain yourself. And we're not saying you can't control yourself, but when you know you're eating at home, it's easier to wait and go home and eat. But if there's no food at home and you're hungry,
that cafeteria looks enticing.
So I was queuing behind a guy in a mess. That hotel at the university, and unfortunately he arrived on ugali and gotten finished. That maize flour pasta, but that's his type of food at home.
Yes.
That's what they eat. These other things are not food.
Yeah.
Their opinion is like, some things are snacks.
Yeah.
So when he was told it's only chapati remains, nipe saba tu nikalale njaa. Give me 7, I starve. Overnight. So
good.
Some people's concept of food, your heart, your feelings, is a particular person who brings out particular fire in you, connects a certain emotional trigger. And remember, in another philosophical class, philosophy is when we question our beliefs.
Yes.
When you discuss the beliefs without behaving them immediately.
Yes.
So, and that time I was asking you, what is that emotion really? Is it a sensation, the feeling, or that internal feeling of connectedness? Well, when you say feelings, you usually imagine just the physicality, but in essence, there are layers to emotional attraction. There are people who attract you on a very physical level, and you know this is very physical.
Yes.
I mean,
there's nothing else.
Thank you. You know very well this is very sensational, but it is just physical.
Yes.
Other people attract you in a very deep sense. They bring out an energy that is more than emotion. It's like the life itself. That's where deep goes to deep.
Okay.
Deep and deep. You feel the person bringing out life and hope and perspective. You know it is. You can describe it as, I feel so emotionally attracted. But you know it is soulish. Only that you're not sure whether this person's philosophy uses the word soul
or not.
But you know it's something deeper.
Yeah.
So people have been hinting at that depth and using many languages. But you agree it's an energy, it's a real thing.
It is a real thing.
You know,
it's a real
there are
thing.
people motivate you, bring you alive in another way.
Yeah.
We are talking today about those things then that make love. Who shall give them to you? I wanted to describe that individual to save you costly, time-consuming, and wild goose chase experiments.
Pen and paper in hand.
Legally, there are some people who shall roll out. And for brothers, a quick note, avoid naive girls. You know, men feel very...
Wait, we went right in.
Men feel... I don't know who told them to get a young girl and shape her.
Okay.
We used to hear those notions. Those women out there, they're being poisoned by the world, by this toxic femininity. What you do, go home to that girl who has not been spoiled. Get her immediately just after school. You can even help her go through school and now train her what kind of woman you wanted.
Yes.
Just get a good raw material and shape it.
Mold.
It looked like it made sense, the philosophy. If you listen to the girl, he's just there, good morning. And she looks just innocent. And so men have gone all out and made the investment there, thinking they can shape the girl. That thinking came from animal husbandry. I think I told you the other time that
you did mention
for a long time, women were seen. Women were seen in the same light as animals. You can do that with a cow. The process I've just told you, actually you can replicate it with a cow and get an animal to farm with, a donkey to fetch water with. Actually, that method works in agriculture. We used it. From the time the cow is young, the bull is young, train it what you want to use it for. And animals have no choice. They train. If you wanted plowing, you train it plow early. Whatever you wanted it to do, if it is for meat, you feed it. Whatever, that some bulls were for security of the rest of the herd. So they're trained to fight. So they lead ahead. And if the leader of the other herd comes here, they're threatening, he's fighting, you know, and he's the one carrying reputation, you know. And so that philosophy I've told you was for animals. It was, and it works to this day. That's how we do. You get this donkey, you wanted to fetch water. If you wanted to pull a plow, you train it what you're bringing it up for. It was borrowed from animal husbandry and applied to people. Brothers, listen. The reason you can't train a girl until to be the woman you want is because she has a self-determining instinct that will not obey your conditioning. Animals don't have free will, don't have a free determination, don't have a purpose of their own, don't have a created purpose, an internal inclination, don't have attitudes, don't have desires and suppressed needs, don't have pretense, will not wake up to be another person, don't have a psychological development that one day blossom at past 25, become another person you have never seen. Brothers, we were lied to. Have you seen these loyalty tests where men are suffering cold-blooded heartbreak for having fished a girl from some wingy, from some...
Yes.
And you hear him counting the investments. One of them hit headlines when he was crying publicly and losing himself because the girl has finished university and changed her mind.
Yeah.
And he had invested I don't know how many thousands. And women went ahead to do the mathematics of the school fees.
Yes.
And the level of investment and to actually break it down.
Yes.
For those of us who are not interested. There are people making presentation to you which you are not interested. And they go into details when already you are not interested in the topic.
Wow.
So we were being fed with the details we are not interested in. But people had gotten a chance to actually pass another point they'd be holding.
Yes. Yes.
You know, so you're saying you spent 800,000, okay, for 4 years. All right, so let's come down to in 1 year. That's 200. So how many weeks and on average now? If school fees, how much upkeep? What kind of standard of life? So people went all out. So men have been explaining how they followed that philosophy.
Yes.
So one is because we were misled into thinking you can treat a woman like an animal and succeed. That a girl has no mind of her own, will of her own, personality of her own, attitudes of her own, visions of her own. God. And just because she looks naive now and then exposed, she'll always remain like that. And you can actually condition and train and program her like a software. And that's what we believed, and we went all out with it and invested our hearts. And good-hearted men are being given cold-blooded heartbreaks. Cold-blooded.
Yeah.
You feel it yourself. Sometimes the interviewer said, this one was difficult. I've seen people who would ordinarily enjoy themselves, exposing, sanitizing.
Yes.
They say, no, this one, all of us, we felt it.
Yeah, this
was a sincere person, sincerely mistaken. And I listed for brothers why you can't pick that girl from the grassroots and lift her here and think she'll remain a faithful wife. Because first of all, when you parachute her from the village to the city and that city life and good houses and TV and good life and money, what have you done? You brought her to a level whose temptations she cannot handle.
That's true.
That's supposed to be common sense, by the way, yeah? So... Because you pick this girl
yes.
from Ishawari and you bring her to Buruburu, some place with neighborhood and posh and cars, and that guy neighborhood with a posh car starts hitting on her. Has she ever been given this quality of attention and this kind of money, free money? Hey, take some tea. A guy drops 10,000 tea, and she knows her colleagues are working for 5,000 a month. Somebody dropped lunch. Brothers, it is illogical. If you think about it, you realize that you're bringing this person to a level they have not grown organically to. And some of them were never going to grow to this level. It is your transportation that brought her here, and the temptation and the decisions and the energies and dynamics here, she's totally helpless. Okay. But she still has human feelings, and wishes and fantasies and desires. You think because I told you women are perfect actors, they know what you want, so they'll present it to you. Just harmless, polite girl. And you know, cooking for you. If your idea is that woman cooking for you,
I will cook.
You know?
Yes.
And they know the time you come home. One guy described his wife, and I did not need to say anything for him to see it's actually weird.
Okay.
And I did not need to say anything. You know, we have psychological techniques of helping people reflect. Okay. Instead of arguing, because if you argue, maybe they're used to defending the arguments. You say, this woman will stay home, man, won't work. I put her business, she runs it down. The child falls sick, she can't take the child to hospital. The child has an accident, she will bleed. The child will bleed until I come at night. And I'm looking, you said, who is that woman to you? Oh, my wife, but you see... Sometimes if you argue, they're used to defending.
Yeah.
Let them listen to their own words.
Yes.
If some of the brothers, the people they are calling wives, if they describe, even they themselves will know they're being absurd. Naive girls who you're collected from poverty and rehabilitated and upgraded can never give you true love because they are not themselves. They are up above their head. They can't swim this deep end. And because they are not animals, you can tie with a rope at home. Their human freedom, their human will would demand to be set free. And the more you try to provide for her, she feels caged. The more you try to, but I've provided everything. Where are you going? There's this. She only feels caged. Sometimes people want freedom, albeit with poverty, albeit with less money, albeit. People want just that human freedom to self-determine.
Yeah.
Stop playing with human psychology. You can't change it, brother. Brother, stop putting your whole fate against a natural law that we were given free will. You can't negate it.
Yeah.
She said yes to marry you. She agreed, but she was too young. She was not exposed. You knew better. You intercepted her and actually overwhelmed her with better offers that she had not seen before. You know, there's a guy who would just overwhelm with money and offers, and in the midst of that whirlwind, now you marry.
Yes.
They will come back and say they were tricked. They will come back and say they were overwhelmed. They'll come and say you calculated. Come back and say it was too much. So naive girls can't give you true love because they are not themselves. And you're putting them on a level they've never been on their own. And they've never plowed through these degrees of growth.
Yes.
Life has principles. Growth is sequential. Anybody who says life is random, there are no rules, age is just a number, they argue in that way to confuse you.
Yes.
It is easier to fish in troubled waters. They stir the water to confuse the fish, then they fish.
Yes.
They beat the grass to rattle the snake, get out the snake. People are always denying the sequential nature of life. The seed time and harvest, night and day, winter and summer. There is a time and a season for every matter under the sun. And this is not to say life will always move with meticulous progression. No. But there are seasons.
Yes.
And something must always come before the other one. So for brothers, get women who are looking for husbands. I've always taught them that. But they think this woman is too enlightened, she'll challenge me. You should have grown enough to be a husband, to withstand questions that husbands should answer.
Yes.
Stop looking for a girl who can't know anything and who can't ask you anything. Neither can she answer anything about the position of her wife. If she can't ask, neither can she answer. Okay?
Yes.
In the other philosophy class.
Yes. We'll name them philosophy 101, 102.
Yes. So this philosophy here should tell you.
Yes.
If myself I don't want to be questioned, the questions of husband, and I get a person who cannot question me, can she also answer the questions of her wife?
No.
Can she settle in the position of her wife? Can she sit and take responsibility and have values, and can she be trusted to deliver and stay put as a wife? If she could not demand of me of a husband, if you're looking for a wife, you should be already a husband in your head. And you should be willing to articulate your manifesto as a husband. And for the one who has a manifesto as a wife to match versus yours.
Yes.
So as a man, you're simply selling your agenda, what you want to do with a family, and why you think she's the better one. If she votes for you, it's a deal. If she does not vote for you, you try next. Stop looking for shortcuts. Men are going for women who can't say no, because you can overwhelm her with a car, bring a lot of shopping to their family, build a house for their mother, educate the child who was stuck, rehabilitate the one who was troubling them, solve the problems of the family, overwhelm her by everything, telling her you must marry that one, he has changed her life. So you can overwhelm.
Yes.
But what you start here will also overwhelm you with the time. Sometimes men marry and they sign up for an early death because of stressful life. A woman who does not know the word faithful. What is faithful? She has never explored. Some of these girls are not really cheating, they're exploring.
Yeah.
You skipped a stage for them to interact with many men. And now because they're not allowed to interact, they'll go all the way to sex, all the way to this, because they're already given the title wife that is very confining. And she does not remember signing away her freedom. No. The word wife did not mean confinement that time. It just meant better life, meant money, meant school, meant money, meant everything, meant this. These young girls can't tell, brother, stop this. They say we dated 5 years, but by the time you even date, I'm waiting for her to grow. It means she has not reached the place to mature, to choose freely. And by the time she's reaching of age, now can you marry me? You're grown up now. We started when you're 18, now you're 25, now you're 26. she's already in her thing. Something has already been built.
Yes.
And losing you is a loss. But again, keeping you is another loss. So she calculates which one is better loss. So let me deal with the one of keeping you while I try to do what I can do, because I don't have a life. You have put me in a class. You have already put her in a class that she can't sustain herself. What do you expect? Even you can use your common sense.
Yep.
Over those 5 years you've dated, you have really changed their family around. You have really given them status, given her clothes and connections and business, and now breaking up with you means breaking up with her life. You are putting her in a situation that everything is tied to you now.
Yeah.
So over the 5 years, you've just created an entanglement and a situation. So she will agree to marry because the calculation is difficult. But her emotions are still crying for indulgence.
Yes.
Her free will is still crying for freedom. And now she will start that other journey of exploring, and that's how she'll bring you diseases. That's how she'll bring you other children. That's how she'll bring... Brothers, stop this. Go get a woman who has grown herself and her values match yours.
Yes.
Now, the only group, Mikali, that can give you true love is, first of all, people who have a life. A person who, without you, they have a happy life.
Yes.
Understand the paradox. You need a person who wants marriage, not needs marriage. You want a person who wants to get married, not that they desperately need it to get married. If they need to get married, it means they're in a crisis. It's a rescue they're in need of. And they can't stand on their own. One girl told me, you know, I know you say we are too young, but now if I don't accept one, I'll keep falling in the hands of others. So, see, you don't need a man. You need a life. Learn how to stand on your feet. Why are you leaning on a man?
Okay.
You should be able to say no because of parameters.
Yes.
So you want a person who has a life.
Absolutely.
And they have decided to get married.
Yes.
They have not been forced to get married.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Whenever you hear people say, we had no choice, we had to move in. We got pregnant, so we had no option.
Yeah.
You don't marry because you have no option. Get a person who they have journeyed into the place. You can see a track record of a purposeful living.
Mm-hmm.
Purposeful living. A person who has built a career here, social network there, another life here, an existence here, parameters there, and now their next project is to find a soulmate and do life with. They bring richness, they bring balance, they bring sobriety. This person is not pushed by dire situations.
Okay.
They don't need to be rich. I'm not describing this and you say whether they are driving Porsche. Most of these people are beginners in life.
Yes.
They could be working for very small money. My girl was working for a ridiculous figure. I don't know how with the 12,000 you could buy a TV, still support home, pay rent,
Somehow
buy
it worked out. Somehow it actually
gross
did.
gross pay is before time.
But they did
That's
it.
one reason I respected that guy.
Yeah.
Because when you count the things, when you measure in conversation, as you talk, what people are playing their lives will pop up. How do you support all those people with this small money?
And look like this.
And
look like this. Very nice. And you have a home of your own.
In fact, we say the way people manage small money is a good prediction
Yes.
of a good manager they are, of contentment. You know, and the fact that they're being given offers all around for corrupt money, for immoral money, and they keep turning it away for this small budget, and they organize their life. First of all, she had enough contentment not to go where it's costly to live, you transport, because people have gone to the bigger market, they have to transport themselves every day, there's a cost. So she go to the smaller market that has a decent enough house, so she can just walk to the school. To school. You know? And I said, so this is in fact, you need a person who has ever lived on small money. And we are not saying we must all start on poverty, no. We are saying a person who does not have the greed and the impatience to jump ahead of seasons.
Absolutely.
If you find a person like Mikali who had built herself to a place, that's okay, but you will see a track record. She was not always here.
No.
You know,
No.
in fact, businesses, I was joking with her off air. Now that people want self-employment like yours, you know, because there's no assurance that you'll get jobs next month. When you get them now, you have to do them.
Yes.
And if you can pay rent ahead, please.
Please, you do it quickly. So quickly.
No pay slip, no assurance.
Nothing. No long holiday.
Do you know, I don't realize it's holiday.
It was
With
not
the
a long
holiday the other
holiday.
day, I just realized the office, where are people? No, the car is...
Bondage.
So when you take it on yourself, you're also taking a risky life.
Yeah.
But it is exciting knowing that I don't have too many people calling to back at me. They're requesting my availability. Are you available on such and such? We say, where are you? No, please, we want this piece.
Let me just look at my calendar. What
So
time?
if you find a person like Mikalio's journey,
Yes.
you may find more fruit. If she has been alone for 10 years, for example, or some years, that you may find more fruit, but that is not actually the immediate thing to check. You need to check the track record of having grown from smallness. That is a person you can grow an empire with. Mikali, remember, when they train you to play keyboard, they only train you one set of keys. And they tell you the whole keyboard is a repetition of that.
Yeah.
Financial life, life itself, economic growth, it's like that. It's how you managed 10,000, the same way you managed 10 million. If you comfortably gave your tithe, paid your bills, did not borrow, did not live beyond your means from 10,000, you maintain the same attitude with 10 million. Your relationship with money is constant.
Yes.
You can eat the right food without eating junk because money is there. Because then the hotel can deliver at your order.
Yes.
Your mind does not run berserk because we have 5 cars here, you have to go somewhere.
Yeah.
You can simply rest even when the car park is full of cars. In fact, time matters more, your energy matters more. The only person who can give you happy lives, one happy love lives, one who has a happy life first of all. And the only person who can give you peace is one who has peace. The only person who can give you contentment and calm is one who has contentment and calm.
That is so
They
true.
bring the energy they're existing in. When you marry them, you plug in, you mix that with you. And remember, if you are at peace and they are disturbed, they'll bring the disturbance and they'll disturb the peace. Peace never removes disturbance. It's the disturbance that removes peace. Remember this. Remember this.
Okay.
It is easier for the troubled person to trouble you than it is you who is stable to stabilize them. You cannot, and you know, men are attracted to very troubled women. I told you that. Historically, social scientists have been baffled that a troubled woman can marry 5 women over her life, even 10. Men of solid means. And herself, she appears possessed.
Drama queen.
Do you know, I heard teachers of social science hint at the phenomenon
Yes.
and attempt explanations.
Yeah.
And I told you about Lola Montez,
Yes.
who dated men of high class throughout, a president, a military commander, a dramatist. Over here, 5 of them, while appearing insane. But people are saying, what is it?
I don't get it
There's
myself.
a very simple explanation.
Yeah.
The intensity of their energy brings life to the boring lives of seniority and intellectual seriousness and the structure. You know, a military man is very ordered. His life is full of discipline,
Yes.
orders and salutes. Here comes a woman who doesn't care where we are, but she's very intense and romantic, but very unstable.
Yes.
And the second reason they gave, so the intensity of the energy bring life. Although it's just a lot of toxins,
Yeah.
but it's very intense.
Yeah.
And it's a break from the stodgy, the seriousness. And they explain, they say, this is how you find a man who was previously very well ordered. Runs off with a funny, maybe a secretary, a young girl, the age of a daughter, and some people are at a loss. What is the idea? It feels like an adventurous break from the seriousness of his life.
Yes.
And the other thing is, she seems like she needs rescue, and these men are used to rescuing.
Yes.
We say to play that role, you can't manage it.
It's difficult.
Because you keep forgetting that you're supposed to be insane. So you're supposed to appear like you can't help it. You're just helplessly lost in that thing. So, because they appear disturbed genuinely, the man has compassion to stabilize her. Making this mistake that instability can trouble stability, but stability cannot dominate instability. A person who is troubled will bring you chaos. Your peace can't calm their chaos.
Yes.
Only people can tame their own demons because you don't know where they contracted them from. They have a history.
Yes.
Remember one person,
demons were cast from one person and they drowned 2,000 pigs. Now, if you do a quick estimation, one person, some people's demons are too many than your estimation, eh?
Yes. Yeah.
Dear brothers, to be careful. You know? And I want you to know that the only person who is capable of true love and calm, and some of the things you appreciate when you marry right, they're very weird. You can't tell the world because they cannot be sung in a song. Just the stillness. One thing I like my girl is she has a still energy.
Okay.
Which is very rare. I did not grow up with it. I used to, even when I was asleep, I was on a run. And she would joke, tell me, you know, sometimes you try to rest very quickly. So tell me, 15 minutes, let me rest. So you try to rest very quickly. You're resting yourself. Very quickly. And you're trying to sleep, on and off, wake up, because I grew up in that.
It was, oh my God.
And I realized that internal disturbance put me on a pace of something is behind me. You know, that philosophy I've been joking with. And you think I'm just doing a show?
Yeah.
We were chased. There was death behind us. We could hear Pharaoh here. You know?
Yes.
We knew you sleep once, you're finished. I saw girls who had been up there, men who had been up there, John and Wamuhu. When you've just won scholarships, you're flying to Denmark tomorrow, next week, things are being prepared. Then you impregnate a girl. I've seen grace to grass in a flip.
Yes.
Blunders. Or a small delay. Or you overslept. That day when you're being picked to be taken to, you just oversleep. So I think that death and life, games that were so unforgiving, set me on a high tension. And I'm trying to calm myself down. Remember me in your prayers.
Okay. Will do. Definitely do.
That is to say, get a person who is at peace.
Yeah.
I'd arrived at a place where I knew some of these things are unconscious, some of those lingering habits of how you sleep and all that. But essentially now I've stopped running. I'm just performing my work.
Yes.
I know now I can eat. If I run out of money, I don't panic. I know I'll get another one soon.
Yeah.
I have the capacity. I'm the one who earns it. Doesn't earn me. Doesn't possess me. I possess it.
Yes.
I have what it takes. I've developed myself now. I'm not at the mercies of. I had to retrain myself. Do you know whenever we do poverty therapy? Sorry, don't disclose some of our therapies. They are private.
Yeah.
So do you do?
When
we deal with people who grew up in deprivation, we have to retrain mantras of abundance, mantras of rest, mantras of arriving, mantras of freedom. Because we came from escaping lack, death, threat, fear, doom. That was the energy of poverty. So when I've invented my own things, what helped me to help my colleagues. Okay. So imagine we have to say things that are obvious, like, I am at peace, it's okay, no war, I'll eat, I'll sleep, I'll afford, I'll make it. Those things, when you did not go through, they may not make sense, but they make sense to us. Yeah. Because you are not sure you make it tomorrow, you'll eat tomorrow, you'll arrive to school, you'll finish class 8. You are not sure of anything. Other people are dying, drowning here. You can see. You started 20 of you, you're alone now. You're only 2 of you. You escape. Oh my God, did I make it? Is it me? Am I dreaming? Oh God. We would dream dreams and then you wake up screaming because the dream is reflecting. Let me stop here. I don't want to traumatize you. Make sure, because we did a whole show telling people survivors of poverty should not marry them quickly. Yeah. Make sure they are being baptized mentally to come to normalcy and humanness. When you grow up in the jungle of poverty, you're not human. You are trained into an animal life of man eat man, man eat man society. Survive for today. Eat whatever you have to eat. Poverty made the women eat their children, and when one refused to bring theirs, we eat. They went to the king to bring a very pitiful case. We ate my child. Now she does not run with slaughter. Poverty, scarcity, lack. Yeah. So get a person who has peace. Yes.
The only way to find happiness is to relate with healthy people. And I think this has been drummed in my head so much that I just look out for that. And this means you must grow and be mature and balanced yourself. And then realize that these kinds of relationships thrive on mutual respect and reciprocity. and not control and ego. Stop looking for richness of life from people who are bankrupt from it. Just learn to engage with the strong ones by adjusting from do what I say to give and take. I need you, you need me. I build you, you build me. I respect you, you respect me. This is the only arrangement that lasts and one that satisfies.